Chef DQ. Say just a young chef from originally from the islands. Well, I moved to Connecticut first. Right, I lived there for a little bit. Then in 2005, I moved to Florida. That's where I've been ever since. Actually, all my family, they all moved here with me. Uh, my my career actually started at Panera Bread. So I was they call it a sandwich artist, right? So sandwich salads, did that for about 3 years, and it was around that time when I basically wanted to learn how to cook. I would say I did. My family is really very big on cooking, I would say, but I was never really in the kitchen too much, But I always observed, of course. Always understood the basics. So cooking wasn't something that I didn't know much about. I was very interested, but I just never, my parents always took care of me. I think it's part of it is, I mean, you could go to culinary school, right? A lot of kids go to culinary school, and they think that this is their dream, and then when they actually come into the industry, it's not really what it is, or what they think it is. It's a lot of work, right? I think once I got my feet wet a little bit, I found myself, wanting to learn more. I think around year two, year one was just getting my feet wet. I would say year two is when I had my fair share of doubts. Like, is this for me? It's not for me, But I've always put in the work. I think that's so important, right? I've always, showed up, always tried my best, right? And with that, I think you gain trust through your superiors, right? They see, oh, he has a little bit of potential, right? And then you start learning more, right? You start getting more responsibilities, right? And then you just, I don't really know what it is. It's just that you basically just this drive you get, that you just want to come in every day and just do it. It's just love that I don't even know how to explain it. You gotta want to do it, But I think the most important thing is that you have to put in the work. Right? You have to want to get better every day. That's where it starts. So it starts with you. This may not be for you in the beginning, but you'll find the love and the passion through the experience. Jamaica is surrounded by water, so it's the main cuisine is revolves around seafood, and so I would say my childhood as far as food, I think it started on the beach, right? We help the fishermen. They'll go out early in the morning, then they come back around like 7 a.m. Then the vendors will come, and they'll come back with these nets that's full of fish, right? And then if it's too much fish, they can't pull it off at sea. They have to bring it back home, and then the community will actually help them pick it off, So and with that, you pick out help the fishermen, and then they gift you with a couple fish, right, to take home to the family, right? And also on the beach, they also have like roasting fires, right? So you take that fish that just came from the ocean and just throw it right on the little wood fire. In Jamaica, for me, was the most important meal of the week. I would say Sunday dinner. So there'll be some times where we'll go without food, But one thing I do remember, with those small 8 years, I remember the Sunday dinner always being that special meal. Always being the time that they'll actually go out, get fresh proteins, fresh fish for that meal, and it would be an experience. So Sunday dinner was always the best meal of the week for me. What is Japan? It's an island surrounded by water, right? So they do things a little bit differently, but the main flavors are pretty much the same, right? Obviously Japan, Japanese cuisine revolves around sushi, right? In Jamaica, we never ate, you say raw fish, right? Or cured fish, or however. It was always cooked, right? So that was the difference, I would say. I remember when I first started here, and then told myself I would not eat sushi, right? So obviously I wasn't a sushi chef, so I was just a kitchen guy. So slowly, you get a mess up here, and then you try this, and you think it's cooked, but it's not, right? And then you're like, oh, it's not that bad, right? And then you start to, learn a little bit more in depth of, what sushi is, you know, why is it safe to eat, right? How is it cured, preparation, all that stuff. A little bit more appreciation, right? So I think when it comes to Jamaican or island food or Japanese, one thing that's very similar is out here we have the Robata grill, and their way of cooking is very similar, especially with the way they cook fish. One of my favorite items actually, and true story, the hamachi kama, right? That's it's basically just yellowtail collar. We just grill on the grill. Serve with lemon, salt, pepper, a little ponzu. Very simple, right? But the aromatics, every time I smell it, it reminds me of home, right? So the story I told you about, the fishermen on the beach, those are the flavors that I remember, I know, right? So every time I do see that dish come up, brings a little bit of memory, takes me back to home a little bit. So we're Dragonfly Robata grill and sushi, right? So people look at sushi as a staple, you know what I mean? So you gotta have it, right? In a Japanese restaurant, but we're a little bit more than that. I think we go off of Japanese tradition. What's normally what kind of proteins are usually cooked, the technique, right? So we use those technique and try to make it a little more modern, put a little twist to it, put a little bit of your background into it as well, right? So being here, I think I'm able to express myself a little bit, as long as I'm able to use those Japanese flavors,